Got another Rapid Fire Friday. Calling deer.
This tree's a little crooked.
Amateur over there. Calling deer, rattling, grunting. What works? What doesn't work? Jared, I'll let you go first since it's probably not going to be quite right.
Why am I always first?
Because I have to correct you. So you go first, and then I'll
All
give
right,
my
so
counterpoint.
I think it's one of those situational things. I think that any combination of whatever you mentioned there, calling, grunting, rattling, there's a time and a place for everything in different situations. I think you could use that type of stuff wrong, this brings back to a hunt last year in Kentucky where me and my buddy Adrian were set up on public land, and there was a dude that come in and set up about 80 yards from us, and he was rattling and grunting like it's the second week of November. So that's wrong time, wrong place, wrong application, right? So if he would have been doing that in November, it might have worked. So I think if you keep in mind what the deer are doing, the time of year, what stages of the rut they're in, and then use those calls, the way you should use them and the time you should use them, I think they're very effective.
Yep. I had a guy, he was kind of like a turkey hunting mentor to me back when I was in my early 20s. And if he left his rattling antlers at home, he went back home or he didn't hunt. He 100% convinced that it works all year, and he swore by it. I never had almost any success rattling. I've never rattled in a real big buck, I don't believe. And I think I've probably scared more big bucks by rattling than I've ever killed. Grunting in deer, I've done a lot. I've killed a lot of deer by grunting them in. I have used a can call on a lot of deer and got them in. That all being said, I would rather kill a deer completely by surprise than I would calling them in for two reasons. Number one, I've had a lot of deer that I called in with a grunt tube or a can call, and they come looking for something. And a lot of times I've had them peg me more when I was using a tree stand than a saddle, because they don't look at you when you're in a saddle at all. I've never had a deer see me in a tree. And two, I would just rather have a relaxed deer to shoot at. Like, if a deer's all freaked out, you're going to have a chance that it's going to jump the string, or you're not going to get a shot. So I would rather be completely surprising. I still carry a grunt tube. After about October 20th, I carry a grunt tube, and it works. It's just you don't know how many deer that don't come in because you're grunting. So I'd rather just keep it quiet and hope that I'm in the right spot.
Yeah, so I totally agree with Grant. I carry a grunt call with me pretty much the same time frame that he does, even sometimes early season. But you have to know when and when not to use it. So I don't do a lot of blind calling, just calling just to call. Like if I see a buck in the distance and he's not going to come into range, he's going to work another direction, that's when I'll pull out the grunt tube and kind of take his temperature, just like a turkey. I'll throw a couple grunts at him, see what his reaction is. If he reacts negatively to it, then I stop doing it. I don't want to spook him any more than necessary. But, if you catch his interest, and then, that could be the difference between filling your tag. So I just think that there's a time and a place for it. I use it pretty sparingly, and, that's what I do. So I don't go crazy with it. I think it's a good tool to have, just know when to use it.
Jared's more the type of guy that uses an acorn cruncher.
Those work
and
fantastic.
A cornholer.
The cornholers for your mom.
Rapid Fire Friday. We'll see you later.